Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or find a way to lose. Consider donating to the channel, like and subscribing if you enjoyed this video. So the A-Holes of the Year award goes to the Benavidez family. Round of applause. Round of applause for those pieces of crap. Now, I normally don't do videos like this, right? I think when these boxers are going at it, it is what it is. You know, it's pretty entertaining. Guys want to act the shoe size. Nothing wrong with that. But this is the thing, right? And it really, I don't like it. You know, let me tell you. It really bothers me. Yo, Caleb Plant, right? This man lost his daughter, okay? Been a couple of years now, right? And since he lost his daughter, this man has been carrying around some serious anger and trying to suppress it. You know, man, this is the thing, man. It's just like with YouTube. Now, I'm talking, this is me talking now. You know, I'm going to get into the whole Plant and Benavidez thing, right? People think they can just say what they want, which they can, but let me tell you something. I watched these Crawford and Spence fans and how the Crawford fans want to kill the Spence fans want to kill the Crawford fans. And I sit back and watch that, and it's pretty entertaining and funny, right? But when I haven't heard anyone who's a Spence fan say anything crazy about Terrence Crawford's wife or children. I'm sure there's some idiots who have, but I haven't seen that. I haven't heard any of the Crawford fans say anything crazy about Spence's children, right? But let's keep it to the children. I haven't heard anyone say anything. And that's because even though you may be passionate about a fighter or or whatever it is, right? There's just certain lines, you know, you don't cross. You don't cross. You may hear people say things about getting angry about the fighter. Oh, your mother, or your dad, or your whatever. But when it comes to children, man, you know, that's totally off limits, especially a child that's passed away. So I went and found a video where, to get a better understanding what Caleb Plant was talking about. I thought it may be an article or something. But this is the problem. When Caleb Plant's daughter passed away, of course he was talking a lot about it, man. You know, that's on this man's brain. He lost his daughter, you know what I'm saying? And this animal, David Benavidez's father, right? Posting comments talking about Caleb Plant just using his daughter's death to help with his career and to basically try to raise his profile and trying to get people to feel sorry for him. Like, you know, like some real foolishness. Now, you can go type in, it's on Michelle Phelps, Michelle, like, hey, fight fans. I think it's called Seconds Out. But she has the interview where Caleb Plant is talking to her about what was said, right? So you can go get exactly what he said, they said. But my thing is this. It doesn't matter what David Benavidez, when he comes out and says, no, I have respect for your daughter. I was just saying the truth. Let me tell you something, right? That wasn't his place to say anything about about what the father is saying and how he's grieving over the loss of his daughter. You know, the line was crossed, man. And you can see in that, if you watch that interview, right, where it's with the seconds, I think it's Michelle Phelps or whatever, you can see Caleb Plant you can see in that interview, he's trying to keep it together. But let me tell you, to carry that, to harness that, suppress that for all these years, when people saw him during the little press conference and Benavidez and his dad and his brother, I mean, idiots, man. I have no respect for those guys. You know, just coming out there being ignorant, man, and still they're trying to, you know, people thought Caleb Plant was intimidated. Let me tell y'all something. I don't know what anyone's backgrounds are. Like, the people on here, I don't know your backgrounds, right? But what I'll tell you, normally the quiet one in the room, the quiet one in the crowd, the one that you may think is afraid, it's the one you need to worry about. That's all I'm saying. So when you see Caleb Plant keep putting his hands in his jacket, he putting his hand. I saw that. I said he's making a conscious effort to get his hands back in his pocket, and I think that's something he was doing to where he wouldn't fly off the handle and do something foolish. Because I honestly think if Caleb Plant, if he gets started, I don't think Caleb Plant's gonna be able to stop. Because you got a different type of rage coming out of you. So when I look at these guys, let me tell you, man, I don't like none of them. I wasn't even like that. I used to really like them, but now I don't like them. You know, these guys all have children. It doesn't matter what you think about Caleb Plant. You feel that he thinks he's better than people. You know what, man? If you take on every a-hole you meet, you'll be a busy person. And I just think you don't have to like him. But to sit here and cross the line with the father saying that stuff about the little, that's just wrong. They have no right to say anything about that man's child, about what him talking about her, him grieving. They have no right. They crossed the line. So I don't respect it. I personally don't like those three. Okay, because of that. But now on to boxing. What do I think is going to happen in the fight between Caleb Plant and Benavidez? Look, man, Benavidez can fight. He can fight. But like I said on Twitter in a post, right? I think what could happen here, it could be a situation like with Teofimo and his dad against Kambosos. You know, you got this super angry group over here that just thinks they're going to get in there and blow Caleb Plant out the water and put blood in his mouth, as, you know, David Benavidez said, right? You're going to put blood in Caleb Plant's mouth, right? And when he's laying there and blood in his mouth, okay, sounds real good. But you get in there with that anger, you got your dad in the corner who's emotionally involved too, running his mouth, right? And things aren't going your way and you get caught with something. So if you ask me what I think is going to happen, it doesn't matter the fact I don't like the Benavidez brothers. I don't like none of them. And the reason I don't like them is because of what was said. I just don't think nothing should have been said. You know what I mean? But just sitting here giving my opinion on boxing, I think Benavidez has a good chance of getting the win if he can stay disciplined and stay focused. But it just doesn't sound focused. It sounds like he wants to go in there and try to damage and hurt Plant. And I'm going to tell you right now, Caleb Plant is keeping a cool head, and this is his way of getting back at David Benavidez. I think Caleb Plant could, you know, he could get. I mean, Caleb Plant, he could be a little emotional, but I don't think he's going to get in there and look to make mistakes. He's going to look to outbox him, frustrate him, and then punish him and catch him with something that he doesn't see. And I'm sure they're working on that in camp. They know what they're up against. Everybody knows that. You know, it's kind of hard to go against the younger guy, the bigger, stronger guy, and the guy who had a sparring partner, who they had both of them shared this guy as a sparring partner. The sparring partner is really good friends with Caleb Plant, but the sparring partner, you know, he kind of suggested that Plant could be in over his head when talking about the fact that David Benavidez has real power and super fast hands. But I honestly feel that Caleb Plant's going to pull off the upset. And I would say it's an upset because it doesn't sound like he's the favorite going into this fight. But I'm going to tell you right now, normally I always say, you know, I don't like this fight, I don't like that fight, I like boxing. Look, man, in this particular case, I want Plant to win. I don't care what was said, whether he was saying something like, sorry about your daughter passing, but, you know, look, you don't need to talk about her on this platform. Like, I don't care what the father said. He shouldn't have said anything. He doesn't know Caleb Plant. He didn't know his daughter. He shouldn't say anything. You know what I mean? He just, especially after someone has passed away. Nah, man, you just don't do that. And the baby didn't do anything to him. No one did anything to him. You just want to make a fight with your kids so bad, your kids and Caleb Plant so bad that you're going to go out there and poke the bear? Come on, man. you guys hear me say this all the time. You don't insult a crocodile before you cross the bridge. And that's beyond insulting a crocodile. That's crazy. I know a lot of you may have had similar situations where somebody does something to you and you really don't like it and you kind of, it's hard to forget about it. I'm going to give you a quick story, right? Kind of deals with someone doing something you don't like, and it deals with death, right? I had an opportunity to do something huge in my career, and I'll break it down for you. They have the enlisted side, they have the officer side, So I had an opportunity to go become an officer, and there was someone who was in my chain of command, and she knew what my intentions were. She was older, like 60-some years old, and she went to my leadership and she said a bunch of negative things about me. She lied on me. So anyway, I found out about it, and she and I had a conversation. And of course, she was trying to lie about it, but I knew that's how she was. She was a kind of way. But anyway, I never liked that lady. So years went by, and the guy I was working with when all that happened, we ended up at another assignment, and we were working together. And he came to me and said, "Hey, you remember so-and-so?" I'm like, "Yeah, what about her?" He's like, "Damn, why you say it like that?" I said, "I care less. What are you going to tell me about her?" He's like, "Oh, she passed away." I was like, "Damn." He was like, "Why are you going to say it like that?" I said, "Like what?" I said, "I have nothing to say, man." I said, "I have absolutely nothing to say." And he was like, "Oh, you still mad about what happened?" I said, "Look, I have nothing to say." I said, "Sorry to hear that about her. No, she had people that loved her." That's all I said. Now, I give you all that story because I knew this woman. She did do me wrong, but I would never come and say anything bad, especially after that lady passed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to, what I felt then, I still didn't lose my cool when that stuff happened to me. I didn't like it, and she knew I didn't like it, but I would never come out and, to me, once a person passes away or something, you don't keep that alive. You don't keep the negative stuff alive. You know what I'm saying? Let them take that with, let's try to keep the positive alive, And there was I had some good experiences being out there underneath that leadership, but that was one thing that it hurt me. But it is what it is. Things still worked out very good. So what I say that to say this is, this guy here, now we're talking about me with an adult who knew what they were doing. You're talking about a little baby, man. You didn't even know the family, nothing. You're just going to go out there and say something about the father possibly using the baby to boost his profile to get people to feel sorry for him, or now he's posting all these images. That's crossing the line. So to me, I'm rooting for Caleb Plant. Now, I talk more about kind of how I feel about what the father said than the fight, but just to bring it all back together, I think this fight could end up like Teofimo and his dad against Kambosos and his dad, where you got the boxer, the cool head, gets the shot in, shot the guy that doesn't see, and is winning. Down the line, Benavidez could catch him with something, could wobble him, could stun him. But I think at the end of the day, I think Plant's going to find a way to win, and I think he's going to pull off the upset, and I think Plant's going to get the victory. Now, if it doesn't go that way, well, we all know it's not who I want to win the fight. It's not the best boxer who wins the fight. It's the fighter who boxes the best on that night. But that being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. I'm rooting for Plant on this one. Next opponent he fights, maybe I'll see it a little different. But right now, I'm rooting on Plant because I just don't think that father is setting a good example for them 2 boys. He should, as a man, come out and say, "I was wrong. I should have never said anything." That's all he has to say. I was wrong. I should have never said anything at all involving his daughter. Boom. And then my opinion about him will change, but he's not going to do that. That being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. I'm in the breeze.